Welcome everybody. Today is April 1st, but yesterday was March the 3rd. March the 3rd? 30th of March, and I'm just going to be going over yesterday's little London session recap. And before we do get started today, anything in this call is all for educational and informational purposes only. Myself and the Blueprint do not provide any financial advice or investment advice. If you're looking to make any significant investments within the market, reach out to a financial advisor as trading involves significant risk. So let's get straight into it. Yesterday was absolutely horrible. I won't even lie to you. We came into the day, I was a little bit bearish since we were delivering off this 30-minute order block right here. I was expecting us to continue going short. I'm in replay mode, so we can't see what's happening in London right now, New York. So I had this 1 hour fair value gap as a target for us to potentially bounce from, or this 4 hour here. So let me go to the 4 hour, or this 4 hour here. So my idea coming into London was, all right, cool. We have a break. Since we are delivering off this 30-minute, I can potentially trade into this 4 hour. I took a half risk setup. Did I not? No. So I took a half risk setup right here only because we were coming in very early and then I got stopped out. I'm not going to lie. It was a tiny bit preemptive. Tiny bit preemptive. I won't even lie to you. And this next trade was a forward test. I didn't actually take this, but it was not so great because I was thinking, all right, cool. Now what we could potentially be doing is heading into Asia highs to then potentially short into this gap and then maybe go long. But then this is a forward test, mind you. I did not actually take this because after this I logged off for the day. So I entered. So let me kind of go over this first entry a little bit more before I go into my second entry. So my first entry, why did I get into this? Because I saw that we swept this hourly high. Let me go to the hour. Sorry, I've got a lot of drawings on my team. So I can see we swept this hourly high and then we were delivering short, very easily delivering short. So I was like, all right, cool. We're probably going to continue delivering short, at least into this gap, and if not a little bit further. So I was like, all right, cool. I can see that we've got it was a nice push down, nice momentum, nice retest. So I entered here, and then unfortunately we got stopped out. That's completely fine. I can't do too much about that. I reckon this was a little bit preemptive. If anything, I should have waited till the 4 hour and then tried to take it long. But as you can see, we didn't even hit the 4 hour, which makes it a little bit, how you going? And then we started to long a little bit, but then you can even see we didn't even hit Asia session highs. So this session was very manipulated, in my opinion. You can see that we were very close to both Asia session and London, Asia session highs and this 4 hour gap, but we didn't end up hitting either of them. You can see we even came back later in the session to reattempt this, but it never worked. So this is kind of a day where A+ setups would have been more ideal to wait for. You really wouldn't have wanted to trade into a draw on liquidity, but unfortunately, that's what I was trying to do with this trade down here. I took a forward test. Where was it? I think it was based off a 5 minute, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it was here. 5 minute. Decided to protect, I think it was 50 points. And then take profit was, yeah. So this was my forward test idea. I was like, all right, cool. I can protect a little bit of this 15-minute gap because we can potentially just come back and bounce. I entered off this 5-minute gap retest after we broke a structure up. I didn't actually enter, by the way, just this is a forward test. And also, if you guys want to catch me live trade, click the link in my bio, the BMT Blueprint. You can live trade with me. So this is kind of what I entered off. I can see that we had a 5-minute gap. I can see we swept. And then we were coming in quite long as well. So liquidity sweep. Yeah, so I can see we were coming in quite strong with good momentum. So I was like, all right, cool. Likely chance that we hit this high is going to be more than likely. Let me forward test this area. I already had my loss for the day, so I just logged off. I didn't want to take too big of a loss on something that wasn't even A+, because yes, we had a draw on liquidity, but we weren't delivering from a higher time frame, which made it a little bit iffy for me. I don't actually use SMTs or anything along the lines of that. So ES might have had, actually, let's have a look. Oh, is this the right one? Okay, so ES looks like it did sweep the low. So that might have been something good for me to note. But I've never used SMTs. I don't plan on using SMTs anytime soon. So yeah. Yeah, so NQ didn't actually sweep the lows. We kind of just started delivering straight off of the equal low. And then I was just like, all right, well, great. And then you can see this doesn't hit either. So yesterday was a prime example of why you want to be trading from draws on liquidity, not necessarily taking anything preemptively like I did here. It's completely fine. I will take this on the chin. I would say that this was a little bit late. I did have my bias that we were delivering off this 1 hour sweep plus this 30-minute order block. So I was like, okay, cool. If this is going to continue down, we will definitely continue down through this. And then my overall target was actually this 1 hour low down here, but I was happy to take it into the 4 hour gap. And there's also even a 1 hour order block on this leg up. So I was thinking, oh, not 1 hour, 30-minute. Not even 30-minute. My bad. Yeah, there's a 15-minute order block on the way up. So I was just like, okay, cool. If this was to long, it's probably going to want to come into one of these two areas. Oh. It looks like it did come into this 15-minute. My bad. But higher time frame for me always holds more weight. I'm not going to even make excuses, all right? I broke my rules. It is what it is. As long as I didn't break my rules twice in one session, that's all that matters. We all break our rules and stuff happens. So all I can do today, either I can come back today or I can just wait for April. Today is April. Either I can wait for next week because we've only got 2 more trading days. We've got Easter weekend this weekend. So taking a trade preemptively is probably not going to be the best thing to do. Waiting and being a little bit more patient with the setups is probably going to be the best course of action going forward, given that market has been very, very choppy in a sense. It hasn't been respecting too much stuff. So yeah, I'll see you guys all tonight.